Top of the morning to you, wherever you're joining this live broadcast from. HGP Nightly News. We are in the village of Enmore on the east coast of Demerara, where we are working on a case where a 29-year-old man was shot dead around 7:45 last evening. The reason why we are here, because the police's version of what transpired is being challenged by the family of the 29-year-old construction worker. The police released some details this morning, and I'll read what the initial police report is indicating. The initial police report says that police are investigating the alleged murder of 29-year-old Rondell Clark, a construction worker of Fowles, East Coast, Demerara, which happened on the 8th of June between 19:30 and 19:45 hours at 2nd Street, Fowles. The suspect, that's the person who allegedly shot him, is a security officer. Clark was picked up in a conscious state by police ranks and escorted to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, where he died sometime after 8 last evening. The question is, the police released no details on the circumstances surrounding the shooting of this young man. What led to him being shot, etc., etc. We are being told that the police were chasing this young man, and he was stopped at the location you're looking at right now on your screen, and a security guard shot him. So there's several questions surrounding the death of this young man, which we will attempt to clarify right now. And we'll be speaking with two of his relatives, who will now appear on camera to give me some details. First of all, ma'am, morning, and thank you for speaking with me. What's your name?
My name is Sharifa Clark.
Sharifa Clark. How are you really?
Brother. Yes, I'm okay. I'm the sister, of Rondell.
And you, sir?
I'm Amiel Garnett. I am Sharifa's husband. I'm the brother-in-law.
Very well. Talk to me. Tell me about this case, please.
All right. So last night I was at home making preparation for work today, right? And I got a call from my sister-in-law, which is Rondell's fiance. And she called me and she asked, Sharifa, please call your brother. Tell me when he responds. Well, I tried calling him right away, and of course, the calls went unanswered, right? I returned the call back to her, stating that I didn't get through. I asked her what was the matter, right? And it was then when she indicated that she received a call from somebody from Rondell's phone, indicating that he was shot and he's at the hospital and we need to come down, right? I then notified my other family members, right, about the incident, and we tried making calls around, but we had no answer at the moment. Nevertheless, we got down at the hospital. It was around like minutes to 9 or so, right? And all we were told is that he passed and they have no information. All they know is that the police brought him in, he was shot. They don't know anything else. The security guard at the hospital, they asked us to visit the police station of this side, the Vigilance, right? We came up here, we visited Vigilance police station. There was no report there concerning the incident. Absolutely nothing, right? We went to Enmore. There was no report at Enmore. We went to Cove and John. No report at Cove and John. Nobody heard anything about this matter, right? What happened? We decided we're going to come to the scene. We started asking around, whatever. The police at the station, they said there is no official report, but they're a little bit hearsay, right? And the hearsay was he got shot by the Chinese supermarket, right? That's at 4th Street, Falls. However, when we decided we're going to come and do our little own investigation, We stopped at the Chinese supermarket. Of course, it was closed, but the persons living there, they came out and they smoked with us and so. We were told that the guards there, they don't work with guns. Right? Anyhow, then we heard that it's not at the Chinese supermarket, it's at 2nd Street here. We came through, we look around, we saw nothing. We were heading back to go back to the station when we saw a police vehicle coming in. We decided to turn and follow the vehicle. The vehicle came and it stopped exactly at the spot at which Rondell was shot. Well, that's what we believe, right? We decided to ask him some questions. We have a video of it as well, right? We asked him what happened. Of course, he would have indicated that they don't know what happened. All they know is that the security guard came out and shoot at Rondell, right? But from residents, what we're hearing is that the police were chasing him. He was on a motorcycle. The police were chasing behind him, and as they were chasing behind him, they were shooting, right?
I actually saw a video with the police giving chase.
Yes, correct. Right? We would have obtained that video from the Chinese supermarket this morning, showing that the police was chasing. We asked the police if it was a chase. He indicated no. And the officer name was what?
Rose.
Officer Ross. Right? He said no, there was no chase. I myself, we spoke to the commander, right, at Covent Garden Police Station. Apparently, he was the only person who heard about the matter when we came up here last night.
Right.
There was no official report. He alone heard about the matter, nobody else. Right? Anyhow, we asked him what transpired and how the police know about the shooting and all of that. And he said that it was a 911 call that was made, and
They were in the vicinity.
Yeah, they were in the vicinity doing patrol. However, the video is showing a different story. Right? Mind you, my brother, Rondell Clark, he and this same police officer, they have a history. They have past history. Right? Only recently, there was a big funeral of the East Coast here. The police saw my brother and he said to him, I gonna fix you. Right? We believe, because thinking about it, they're saying the police is chasing. At one time you're hearing they weren't chasing. Another time you're hearing they're chasing. But then a security guard come out of nowhere and decide to shoot somebody that the police is chasing there. Make it make sense. And they try to cover it up. That's what happened. They try to cover up this whole entire situation, because every station we went at last night, there was no report. We had a semi-protest at Covent Garden Police Station. Then is when a report was made, after we protested. Had it not been for that, this story would have been covered up.
Let me ask you something as the brother-in-law. Was your brother-in-law wanted by the police? Did they recover any firearm from him? And a pointed question, if the police was indeed chasing, well, we saw the footage, they were chasing him, who gave the security guard the right to open fire when the police is present?
That's a lot. Yes, Travis, he was not wanted by the police. He didn't have any prior history with the police of any wanted bulletin or anything of that nature being issued. But we know of history with that said police and Rondell. It's strange enough to know that a security is being paid to secure premises and will come out and intervene when the police is already dealing or apprehending the suspect. It makes no sense. I mean, Rondell wasn't no way close to the premises in which the security guard was supposed to look after. Now, we spoke with the police last night, and the police said they were in the vicinity. They were in the vicinity. They weren't chasing him. We had to go behind their backs and get video footages to show otherwise. The police chased him and started firing shots. Left, right, and center. We have persons right in the area who houses were hit. You understand? With the said shots from the police. You understand? So we are saying, man, is this the way, is this the manner in which police are supposed to operate? If somebody else was shot in that process, you can't just ride behind people and shooting people. You understand?
What is your gut telling you that really happened in this matter? What so far, based on your investigation, your own family, hearing their information, what is information are you getting? What do you think really and truly happened?
I think it's clear as day. Like everybody else who's viewing will understand that foul play is involved. Because we have videos of the police saying, he wasn't here. he was in the vicinity. He was not chasing. Why lie? Why not come and say, well, the security shot him from the get-go? You understand? There is no evidence to say that the security even shot Rondell. You understand? But the security was arrested. We were told the security was arrested. But our gut feeling is saying the police is involved. The police know about this because you lied from the onset. You lied from the onset. You took him down to the hospital. You came back and didn't give a report. You said nothing. We had to go to several stations to get justice. And when we start protesting, that is when the commander came, Mr. Passram, and he also relayed that the police was in the vicinity. He also relayed that no chase or anything was being done. The police was in the vicinity, and that's how they responded. And they took him down because there weren't any ambulance available. That's the information.
No firearm recovered as well?
No firearm was recovered. No firearm was recovered.
Tell us about your brother, where he worked, the kind of life he lived, and how will the family take it from here?
That's a very good question. Well, my brother Rondell was a very easygoing person, right? Everybody that knows Rondell knows that he's a friendly person, right? And for us getting this news is very shocking. We didn't expect it. We didn't expect it. I don't know where we're gonna, what's gonna happen from now. I really don't know. We're so confused. To know it happened and they tried to cover it up. The funny thing about it, we spoke to the owner of this property, in which it was alleged that the security guard shot him, the same property that the security was protecting. And he said from the information that he heard is that the police was shooting coming through. And his security guard shot 2 warning shots in the air, right? To scare my brother, which was on the bike, who was on the bike, right? But then when we asked the police said they were never around when this child was shot.
But they were giving chase. I saw a video of them giving chase. So how were they never wrong?
Yes, that's the information the police is giving to us. That's the information. So I'm thinking that if we didn't go last night to the station and protest and go on and ask questions, this would have been a cover-up.
Your brother was recently arrested for protesting?
Well,
allegedly?
Allegedly, right? What happened is that he was on his way home, right? And they just grabbed him off his bike and they held him. And of course, he went on bad, right? Why are you holding me? Come on, loose me. What did I do? And they held him. It was about 2 days after they processed him for court. We called and we asked, why are they holding Rondell? What law did he break, right? We were told it was obstruction of something, they had a roadblock on the road, something of the sort, right? Nevertheless, it was when we turned up to court, then was when we were made to understand that they were charging him for terrorism.
Wow.
Yes. So it was about 2 weeks ago that he came out of prison on bail for that same charge.
Thank you. Anything you'd like to add?
Again, Travis, it shows a series of events happening with the police on the East Coast corridor. And it's a said police who locked him up previously for the same terrorism. The same police. So as I said, they have a history. You understand? It shows the vindictiveness of the police force. And this one bad police, we can't allow him to make all the other police look bad. We need justice. Something needs to be done. You understand? We have video of you saying that you weren't here. You only assistant taking him down. Why would you lie? And why you have an innocent man in custody? The security guard doesn't know anything about his death. I think the police force should do the right thing and investigate this matter thoroughly, and not covering anything up.
Thank you.
Because they're going to look bad.
Thank you. Finally, you said that the security guard allegedly fired warning.
Yeah, that's what the owner
That's what he said. The owner said that he was firing warning shots.
Yes.
Which part of his body was your brother shot?
In his abdomen, his right abdomen.
One gunshot?
Yes, so far.
And did they say what caliber of weapon was used to shoot him?
No, we have no idea.
So the warning shots that the security guard discharged shot your brother in his abdomen?
Yeah, the security guard discharged the warning shots in the ear. But for some reason it came down and he was shot in his abdomen. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sharifa.
You're welcome.
You heard from the family of Mr. Clark. They are disputing. They're challenging the police's version of what transpired, and the the spot you're looking at is exactly where the young man was cornered, right here. I'm going to turn my camera around and you are going to see the distance from which the security guard was at the time. Over there, I understand the security guard was in this house and he discharged 2 warning shots in the air, and by some reason, some magical reason, it struck the young man to his abdomen. So the security guard was there, a stone's throw away at this property here, and the young man was shot here by the security guard, apparently in the presence of police officers who were already giving chase. After this live feed, I will upload the video and you will see that the police officer, a police vehicle, is giving chase to the young man. So if you see some blood stains on the grass here, the family is calling for justice. They're challenging the police's version of what transpired. That's his shades here, I understand. So this is another case where it must and should be investigated thoroughly. So this is HGP Nightly News bringing you this update live from Fowles on the east coast of Demerara, where the police's version of a shooting is being challenged by the family. They're calling for justice and they want the police to come clean on this matter, say exactly what happened. I understand that the police are currently reviewing certain angles of CCTV, and we'll try to wait and see what comes out of that. But for now, this is HGP Nightly News coming to you live from Enmore on the east coast of Demerara, where yet another incident involving the police is being investigated, being challenged by the family.